My name is Sherrie and I have been a mother for over 13 years and I have been an educator, believe it or not, for over 15. And on this channel, I like to talk about things that I'm most passionate about. And one of those things relates to topics that will help families, to help the youth that they care for thrive. So if that interests you at all, go ahead and click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Today, I want to talk about the fact that an option that many parents and families enjoyed throughout the worldwide pandemic may no longer be an option here in the United States of America, and that is virtual learning. So you're probably wondering, now that my local school district is no longer offering virtual learning and only in-person instruction, what are some of the options that I have to be able to educate the little people or the youth in my family? Today, I want to share with you some of those options. Or did you think you had no options? Because let's keep it real. When I was a little girl and I was thinking I always wanted to be a teacher or to work with kids in some way. And I thought the only way that I could work with kids is by going to college and becoming a teacher. And now, as a result, I'm still paying for that education. So we are sometimes made to think that there's only one way to get to a common goal, to educate ourselves about topics or things that we're most passionate about. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the options you have for schooling your learners in your home. I hope that this video empowers you to take ownership of the education that's being dished out to your children, and to understand that your voice has power and you do have the right and the voice and the power to speak up when it comes to educating your children, and you do have choice. So let's get into some of those options. Virtual learning may still be an option for some students in some states. There's something called charter schools. There are charter schools that operate on a virtual learning platform, whether it's a pandemic or not. Although charter school options may not be abundant for everybody in their particular state. In some states, charter schools are more readily available to be selected from, and then other states, there's like 5. You don't have an option. And not all charter schools are required to operate on virtual learning platforms, but there are several charter school options that do operate on a virtual learning platform year-round, whether or not it's a pandemic or not. I want you to know that a charter school is not homeschooling. It is still public school. So even if you don't go to a building, your child is enrolled in a charter school, you're not homeschooling. That's still public school. Charter schools are independently operated public schools that have the freedom to design classrooms that meet their students' needs. And some of them realize that there are students that actually thrive in their own home environments and offer their education virtually on a platform that children can take advantage of right from the comfort of their homes. Now, if that sounds good to you, you'd have to do a little bit of research. So go ahead and click the link in my description box, because I've started to do some of it for you, but it's going to take some digging in your particular state to see what charter schools are available, number one, and to see if they operate on a virtual learning platform and if your child can meet the requirements to be able to be enrolled in their particular charter school. Now, if you have the funds, you can enroll in a private school. A private school is not public education. It does cost money. So there is a tuition that you may have to pay if that's the route that you decide to go. Some charter schools and some private schools have so many different benefits because they have the ability to control their class sizes. So a charter school or a public school may have smaller class sizes, which may be important to you if social distancing and mask wearing are things that are important to your family. And maybe keeping your child or your learners in a smaller cohort, then smaller class sizes might be an option for you, and that's something that is important. Charter schools and private schools are more, they have more control over their class sizes versus like a public school entity has to accommodate the growing number of enrolling students if they have them come in. And sometimes, especially in the inner cities, the class sizes tend to creep up. Many of you who know me personally, or you've been here on my YouTube channel and you checked out some of the content, you know that I've been homeschooling my now 13-year-old since she was in the 5th grade. She's actually now in the middle of, well, not in the middle, just began her 8th grade year because we choose to homeschool year round. I personally believe that there's no need for children to take off from learning and being engaged in exciting, fun, and relevant educational experiences year round. So our family chooses to homeschool year round. So I've been homeschooling her, now she's entering 8th grade, since she was in the 5th grade. It literally took a mindset shift. So if you're sitting watching this and you're thinking like, what, you mean I have choice? Like, I don't have time to research charter schools. I definitely don't have time for private school. And what are you talking about? I can't be the homeschool teacher and work and teach math, science, social studies, art, Spanish, PE, all of those things that the public school offers. It may take a mindset shift. Homeschool is an option for you. Although in many states in the United States of America, the laws are completely different. So if you decide to look into homeschool, it is very important that you know the laws, the rules, and regulations for your particular state. It may take a mindset shift. Literally, when my daughter came to me asking me if I would homeschool her way before pandemic for her to pursue her gymnastics career full time, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Even though I was already a trained educator, I knew I had the skills to do it, but I was just like, no, ain't nobody got time for that. So it literally took me having a mindset shift to be able to dive in and do it, right? So I have a wealth of knowledge because I'm on this journey myself about how to successfully homeschool. I would love to share some of those tips with you throughout on my YouTube platform, or maybe in a one-on-one virtual session, or feel free to text me and give me a call. I would love to share what I have learned, or tips and tricks, or just facts that made me see that homeschool is a viable option for the learners in my home. Most people think that if you choose homeschool, that you, the parent or guardian, has to do all the teaching. And that's not true. But what I will say, if you choose to unenroll your child from a traditional means of education, whether it be public school, private school, or charter school, you are held accountable for the educational experiences and engagement that your learner has. But don't think you have to do it all within yourself. Me, my daughter's in the 8th grade, and even before 8th grade, I knew that there were some things that I could not provide. And I do see a benefit and investing financially in my child's education now before she reaches college age. So there are some subject areas that I contract out for, like math, because statistics and all of that, mama don't know what it's about. So there are some subject areas that I have contracted out, like math and Spanish are the main two. And then there's other resources that come across for me free for her to just be wildly engaged in and provide experiences that I cannot provide within myself. So it may take a little bit of a mindset shift for you to see homeschool as a viable option for the learners in your home. You can unenroll from a traditional means of education like charter school, public schools, or private schools, and still have a well-rounded learner who's still advanced and above her peers or his peers, and a learner that is getting the individualized instruction right in your home the way you designed it and partnered with other people to be able to do that. And it doesn't always have to come from something that you pay for, even though I do have clients who might pay me just to teach math or just for enrichment because their child is interested in a subject that they know nothing about. Or some clients who just want to hire me for science and social studies, and they feel comfortable doing other things. Or maybe their child is struggling in reading, so they contract me out for tutoring in that particular area. But if you choose to unenroll your child from a traditional means of education, you can join a co-op, right? A co-op is a family-oriented group of families who meet together and work cooperatively to achieve common goals. Some of them can be free. Some of them, there might be fees to join, like annually, but sometimes it's just a group of homeschool families who are like-minded, seeking to get their children together to learn. And again, don't be intimidated thinking that you have to do everything within yourself. Know the rules and regulations for your particular state regarding homeschool, but also know that there's nothing wrong with contracting out professionals like myself to be able to fill in the gaps for where you feel you may be lacking to reach your learner. There is nothing more beautiful to finally take charge of your child's education and to watch them bloom and thrive outside of a traditional means for educating. Now, look, I was a public school teacher for a long time. It's something that I wanted to be. I am pro public schools. But what I am talking about is if you are feeling deep in your heart, in your mind, that look, I need to find another viable option and I feel stuck, just know that there are options for you, right? You don't have to stay stuck in a decision that you're not completely okay with, and that's going to bring your family stress if you proceed with it. I will say, whatever decision you make with regards to educating your family in the upcoming fall, in the years to come, always take it to God in prayer. Always take some time to think on it and include your children in the decision as well. Look, I get it. Making a decision to shift from a traditional way of educating to a non-traditional method or a charter school or a private school can be daunting. I get it. I have already begun a lot of this research on my own, so you can go ahead and click the link in the description box to see how you can benefit off of some of the legwork that I've already done. There's some links there for you to check out, and if there's anything that I can do to support you in your educational journey, don't hesitate to reach out. If you found anything helpful in this video, go ahead and click subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because I try my best, got a baby brewing in here, to upload a new video each and every Friday, and I hope that you find something that's beneficial.